Jbird had a situation turned into a little bit of an argument about etiquette. Elbows on the table. What is the right call on this? And somebody called Jbird out. Now I think he wants to flip the script.
I definitely do.
Okay, so you want to call somebody out because you were called out. You're in a setting where there's a bunch of people having dinner and you're putting your elbows on the table and they're like, don't you know?
Where were you?
I was at Duffy's, and it was just, it started off as a debate saying, you know, you shouldn't put...
Who were you with?
I was with some of my friends, and one of the person that called me out is a person I don't really know that well. And so it started off like I thought they were kidding around with me. They go, well, don't you know it's very rude and not nice to eat with your elbows up? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've heard that before. They go, no, I'm being serious. I go, that's such a stupid rule, though. Nobody really practices that. And then it turned into, oh, that's not true. You have to have your fork this way, blah, blah, blah. I go, that is so dumb. I go, if you ask everybody in this restaurant, no one's going to be doing that. And I looked around the restaurant. About 30% of the people were eating their burgers with their elbows on the table. It's a stupid, outdated concept. And then they tried to say, oh, no, it's the rule. There's been a book written on it. That's just somebody's opinion on why you should. Why is eating with your elbows on the table considered such a tragedy?
What did your date say? Was she on your side?
It was not a date.
Oh, Virginia trying to walk them right into it. No date, just
Anything
friends.
else? Is that all you got? No date. Again, I was with my friends. Someone started a debate with me.
I mean, it's kind of one of those rules that I think it's very formal. And if you're not in a formal setting, if you're in Duffy's and you're just mowing on some wings, you know, I don't know if I certainly wouldn't call anybody out for it in a Duffy's sports bar.
But even if you're at a fancy restaurant, nobody can explain to me other than, well, that's the way it is. That's how it's written in the book. It's etiquette.
It's the same etiquette why you should stand up straight. It's about posture, it's about polite, it's about old rules that really apply more in a formal setting.
Again, though, on a formal setting,
Duffy's
even with
seem like the kind of
elbows
place
on the
you want to be critical.
How is it having elbows? Like, no one can explain it to me other than it's good etiquette.
It's rude. It's rude to put your elbows up on the table because you're taking all this space and you're just kind of like, whatever.
No, your
I
elbows.
don't know. I kind of get. I think it's kind of rude to call somebody out for elbows on the table to Duffy's.
It's the dumbest. Even if you are at a 5-star fancy ass restaurant. Nobody can explain to me why, if you have your elbows right here eating your food in your own little space, why is that rude and you got to get dressed down because of that? It's, again, rich people making the stupidest rules ever.
It's nothing to do with rich people. It's etiquette. It's about carrying yourself. It's about the same problems that you have with no wearing a hat at the dinner table.
Again.
Having proper posture, doing the right thing, drinking from the right glass, using the right fork. It's all etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to Duffy's, though, because, I mean, most people in Duffy's are not going to call you out for that.
It's not about going to Duffy's or going to anywhere. It's about the idea of that's the way it is. But, again, no one can explain. Like, all of your answers, it's rude, it's blah, blah, blah. Those are just talking points. It makes no sense.
It's posture. It's how you carry yourself. So elbows up on the table like this is taking up a lot of space.
So you are
it's
into
of course
elbow etiquette, yeah.
In a fancier place, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I am at a beautiful restaurant, I'm not going to put my elbows on the table. If I'm at Duffy's, I might do it.
That blows my mind.
It's just etiquette.
I don't get it.
Somebody said it all started, the elbows on the table is from older times when people would look down on sailors because they were conditioned to putting their elbows on the table to keep their plates from moving on the table, because when they were at sea, the movement, and they would have to put their elbows up on the table to keep their plates centered, and that would show that you were a sailor, lower class, and you wouldn't want to ever be confused for being a sailor, so you would keep your elbows off the table.
It's a little judgy.
It's very judgy.
That's what I don't get about it.
But, I mean, that's fancy restaurants for you, baby.
You're not farting on your steak. You got your elbow.
Hopefully you're not.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's such a level of...
I think, to me, it's about understanding the environment that you're in. If you're at a Duffy's and you're with friends and you're having some beers or whatever and the elbow's on the table, not a big deal. I am, if I'm at a fancier dinner and there are people that are there and we're trying to be more polite in society, then I'm conscious of it. And there are times like, have my elbows on the table. And I will try to tell myself and take them off because you want to send across positive vibes and posture, and people are reading body
You're like,
language.
oh my gosh, my elbows are on the table. That rule really makes no sense. People are going to judge me for it because of something from the olden days. But okay, let me get my elbows off.
People will judge body language, yeah, in those kind of
They
situations.
do. They absolutely do. Especially the older generations. The more someone is in an older generation, the more they're prone to care about stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's silly. I mean, the fact that somebody's calling you out about it, though, at a Duffy's, like,
It's
come
a girl
on, man.
your age
Come on,
calling
man.
you out.
Come on, man.
I would say maybe a little bit older.
Is she a friend of one of your buddies?
Yeah.
A wife of one of your buddies?
No, just a friend.
Interesting.
Okay.
Why is that?
Do
so
I know her?
Stop prying in my life, please.